following podcast may contain strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to Hallmark of Greatness, the podcast that discusses the films your angry Australian dad loves. I'm Joe, and with me as always, she's back after defeating COVID, the flu, and the secret plans of the Bourbon man and his cabal of bastards. It's Barney.
Back with a new disease.
None of this will mean anything to you because you weren't here for the last one. But, and the woman who keeps all her recipes stashed behind photos, her diary in the dishwasher, and her will stuffed up the chimney, it's Katie.
That's just a few things. That's why people know they are.
If you would like to keep up to date with all the Hallmark of Greatness Christmas gossip, you can follow us on Twitter at Hallmark of Great while it still exists, or we are on Instagram and Facebook at Hallmark of Greatness. I believe we're on that Mastodon as well, but I have no idea what any of that is, so...
That's a dinosaur, isn't it?
A mastodon.
It's like the new Twitter, but I have no idea what it is. I bagged the name, and then I've just sort of squatted on it, not physically, because that would be gross, wouldn't it? How you feeling, Barney, with your disease?
I've got a new disease now, but I know where I'm getting it from as I was sat in reception class today, and they're all coughing over each other. I said it's like a doctor's waiting room here.
Just full of... Instead of old people, it's just young people.
Like, can you cover your mouth? Yeah. All over your face. Cheers, thanks for that.
There was all those images of like during COVID and everyone had their masks on and there was a child licking a sort of like handrail.
They don't care, do they? They don't care. It's fine. We're in Christmas mode, full Christmas mode. I've just had to dissuade my wife from putting the decorations up this weekend because we don't do it that early. It's not even December yet.
Ours are going up this weekend coming up.
I know, but you have justifiable reason to do it early. I am intrigued.
Justifiable reason?
It's Theodore's birthday 4 days after Christmas, so we don't have the space to have Christmas and his birthday at the same time.
Boxing Day, everything's down, and then birthday.
The day after Boxing Day.
But yeah, but I am intrigued by they started putting the Christmas food out in the supermarkets, and that's the best bit of Christmas, isn't it? It's like the foot-long pig in a blanket and stuff like that, you know.
Buying the Christmas food magazines and stuff like that. I love looking at them.
All the frozen shite that you put in the oven and it all cooks at the same time, at the same temperature.
Yeah, and it's all beige.
Yeah, it's the best kind of food. Party food, as Pat would say, if you watch Ghosts. No?
Nope.
You want pork pies, you want Scotch eggs, you want chicken dippers, and jelly, but that can be any colour. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. You should watch it. It's very funny. We are doing this week. Are you my mummy? 2015's Merry Kissmas. This was suggested by Katie.
Yeah.
Because she's a fucking maniac. I have a... did I do it? Oh, yes, I did. Have you got a synopsis? Because I wrote one.
Okay. Well, do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. So it's not sorry, strong there. It's not easy being Father Kissmas, the jolly man who hands out kisses instead of presents every year. Not only does he have 8 billion people to kiss on Christmas Eve this year, but he also faces a Me Too scandal.
Jeez, keep it light.
When he's accused of touching somebody on the bauble and another on the candy cane. # Santa, keep your claws to yourself. Will he manage to reindeer it in? Or will he end up in the old St. Nick?
No, I was...
Love it, yeah.
That was very good. I've gone in a completely different, more angry approach with mine. When local businessman Kenneth Bastard tries to shut down the local youth club, actual rock menace Gene Simmons has to get the band Kiss back together to raise money to save it. But terrible rock and roll is banned in this town, so they have to set up a kissing booth to raise money. But due to them all being gross old perverty men, they actually lose money on the deal. Then Santa appears and beats the living piss out of them. That's all I got.
Bloody hell. Two very different films there.
Yeah, both a bit of salty.
I just hate Kiss as a band. And I know that'll annoy some people, but I just never got into it. Sorry. The actual synopsis: a woman engaged to marry a self-centered film and stage director / choreographer falls for a caterer whom she kisses, as does he for her. That's what it said. This is why we picked it, because Katie was like, why is it written in such weird language?
Yeah. As does he. That's just kissing. That's what kissing is.
No, I kiss you and then you do a kiss back. It was, did not care for this in the slightest. But we've done everything that we have to do. Yes, let me check the list. Yep, right. Let's get into it then. We open, as is the tradition, of an establishing shot of the Golden Gate Bridge.
We're in San Francisco, baby.
Ding, ding, ding.
We're in
Bingo number one.
San Francisco, in what is clearly the middle of summer as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we put a red bow on everything, and that means Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ. And we are introduced. We get, the establishing shots of all the up and downy streets and stuff. And we are introduced to the heroine of this film and her annoying boyfriend as their car pulls into a hotel. And Kayla and Carlton
Yeah.
are non-union. What did I can't remember. Non-union non-union Eliza Coupe and non-union Tony Stark. Yeah.
But you instantly know he's the villain because he's got a crap British accent.
Right
so
now,
funny.
I have to read something out that our friend the Sleep Pod wrote to us because they watched it along with us.
It's the Sleep Pod. What listens to us?
Yeah.
I listen to Sleep Pod.
Yeah.
When
but
we
no.
collide.
They just 30 minutes in and it's painful, and then we got into the conversation of English accents. I found the only way to deal with the accent was to assume that he was from the moon. Go and do it with every bad English accent from now on. Bert in Mary Poppins, from the moon. Everyone in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, from the moon. Carlton from Merry Christmas, moon. So I think that's a good way to live your life, because the accent in this is painful.
Oh, it's so bad.
It makes Dick Van Dyke's look good. Like it is bad.
His isn't the worst accent though.
You mean it's the German lady?
Is she meant to be German?
I assumed she was German. I don't know.
German.
But yes, they're staying at this hotel, and the doorman is like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Carlton," and he's like, "Call blimey, Captain." I'm a right British person and no mistake. Yeah.
You sound like Moira going shopping for a car.
Yeah. Where's the baby? But yeah, they're staying in this hotel because they're putting a show on nearby.
Yes.
The Nutcracker.
Right. Now, if he is this Oscar-worthy sort of... I thought he was a film director, but no, he's like a choreographer and
Ballet.
theatre guy. It's a very small, shitty theatre he's doing this in.
It's got no backdrop at all. It's just some 6 dancers on a
Twirling.
Doing
just a black screen.
Yeah, there's a lot of leaping going.
But no one's in time with the leaping.
Don't
People
worry
just
about it.
leaping randomly.
That's part of the choreography.
You've got to imagine the music. It's a silent
That's why he's so
nutcracker.
acclaimed, because he's so unusual.
But yeah, they get into this hotel, and he's furious because there's not enough Christmas decorations up by Jiminy Christmas. And it turns out that his mum and dad never let him celebrate Christmas, so now he goes overboard for it.
And that's well known about his character. It's written
So
about.
much so that other people mention it, but it's never brought up.
It's
Like,
never.
Did you see
Not a
the
plot point.
Christmas tree?
It was a nice Christmas tree, that.
Did you see what was on top of the Christmas tree?
No.
Was it a nutcracker?
No, it was a top hat.
Oh,
It was the fanciest tree ever.
Oh, I love that. I've had a little cane as well. And he's like, I only stay in 5-star hotels, don't you know? And then, but for some reason, they're staying in town. They've just got there. And then they have to leave immediately to get to the theatre for rehearsals.
Yeah.
Which, just go to rehearsals first and then go to the hotel. Or have your luggage dropped off at the hotel and you go and check in later.
And
He had to make sure there was enough Christmas in the hotel.
Yeah. And then this is when they start oversharing with random people in the show.
Hey, weird man who looks like Santa. Here's my life.
Barney, right? Barney. Is he Santa?
Well, wait till we get to the
Right, okay. 'Cause,
bingo
I know
at the end.
that's another one of those. But it turns out they're engaged to be married. They're having a party, but she's also his press officer.
Yeah, like
I've put business
Production
manager
manager.
and finance.
I think she said press
Seems
or
to be
PA.
escrow. And...
Was there a merger?
There was a merging
yeah.
of wifely and manager duties.
Manager duties, yeah. And she's
But,
like,
like-
oh well, we love it anyway, and let's go to this thing, and well, then we'll go and speak to the caterers or some shit.
Yeah.
Like it was all a bit long setups. This
And the man that they're talking to is like the valet or something, isn't he? And he's got like the most stony face. Like I just don't give a shit.
I make
money.
minimum wage. I have to go, and people hand me money to do my job because I'm that bad at it. He's a doorman, isn't he? That's what they call doorman. But yeah, they drive off and they get to this theatre, which looks like every small town provincial theatre, but they've got signs up saying, what's he called? Like Carlton Johnson is the nutcracker. Is he called Carlton? He's called Carlton something, isn't he? Carlton.
Yeah,
I'm going to call him Carlton Banks. And he's like, no, my name should be as big as the other. And I was like, that's not how marquees worked here. No. Also,
But it's a very young photograph used of him as well. He hasn't got his weird beard on it.
again, I'm assuming that's the actor who plays Carlton's headshot, and they've just gone with that.
Yeah.
David O'Donnell, who isn't the Irish pervert singing man. The Owen McLove. Is there a Daniel O'Donnell that has a very similar?
David.
He does.
Oh, yeah.
No, Daniel O'Donnell is like an Irish granny singer.
Yeah.
Anyway, and she goes, all right, I'll sort the marquee out. I would have just gone, I'm not going to do anything.
Well, she essentially doesn't do anything, does she,
Nah,
throughout
fuck
this
him.
film?
They go in, and he's like, and you sort this out and this out and this out. And she's like, I am also like your fiance and stuff
You could be nice to me.
You could be nice to me. And then he just sort of goes, no, I have to go and make these ladies twirl for no reason now.
Twirling. Yeah.
I mean, at this stage you're kind of with it, but later she just doesn't do the job that she has for him. So I know that they fall out and stuff, but is she hired as his director or whatever merger partner? And then she just doesn't do it.
Further on in the film, I just get very confused about her, what she's doing, who she is. Does she even know who she is?
Yeah,
I think he's made some quite reasonable points. If she is actually his business partner or whatever, then you can't just stop doing the things that you're supposed to
She
be doing.
disappears for 2 days at one point.
Yeah, she's just like, you can't speak to me
Adopts
like
a
that.
dog.
Adopts a dog, eats some pizza. Yeah. I mean, his points are justified, but also he is a bit of a...
He's a dick.
Yeah. So she goes off just for a walk about, I think, and walks past this shop that's got a nutcracker in the window.
I hope he turns into a real boy.
You imagine that. And she goes in to buy it because she collects nutcrackers, I think they say at one point.
Yeah, she's obsessed with nutcrackers.
I
As
don't-
everyone is in this program.
Everyone has anyone actually got a nutcracker? Is it a purely an American thing?
Oh, I've not got that.
Because we used to put them in a
James's
sock
dad
and bash them
does.
against the mantelpiece. That's what we used to do.
What,
as kids.
nutcrackers?
No, we used to you get nuts at Christmas, don't you? Like a mixed bag of nuts, but we never had a nutcracker. So you should put them in a sock and smash them against the mantelpiece, the fire surround.
It's the fireplace, because
Yeah.
it's made of stone.
It's made of slate.
And
yeah.
then you'd open your sock and get all your shell off a walnut and eat your walnut crumbs.
Or a Brazil nut.
We
But
don't particularly have nuts at Christmas.
It's all we had at Christmas. Nuts
Just
for every meal.
That was it, yeah.
all we
Get
got
some
was
nuts.
a bag of nuts and a one sock. That's all we got for Christmas.
I think
And
we
you
did
had
get
to choose between wearing it or cracking your nuts.
Yeah.
I think we did get nutcrackers one year and Dad broke them.
Well, the thing is,
Dad tradition.
it was them thingy ones. It's the squeezy ones, not like the nutcracker. And so you put your nut in that, and you've got to grip it hard, otherwise it slides out at great speed and can put a window through.
Do those wooden nutcracker figurines actually crack nuts as well? Because they don't
I
look
would-
like they should.
I would think so because of the fulcrum of where it is. It applies a lot of pressure to a small area. I don't know if anyone's got a
I'm going to
nutcracker.
buy one.
Send us video of you crushing nuts in it, and we'll show it.
We'll send you
We'll reward you
send you a
with some
prize.
quince jelly.
Oh, there's Quinn Spear now. But yes, I don't know. Chris is going to get some apparently. And so she goes off. She goes into this shop. German lady this bad German woman is like, oh, you like nutcrackers? Sign this picture of Carlton, and she just sort of runs out of the shop.
Yeah, she doesn't buy the nutcracker.
She doesn't buy the nutcracker. But is she from this town?
She's from the town originally, is what they're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
so I think they know her anyway, and then said, "Oh, you're the one who's married the famous dude."
Right, that makes more sense because later on, I just thought she was being very rude.
Chasing her down the street.
Yeah, well, I mean, the German lady does no favors, does she? You don't want to be chased by a German ever. But and then she just runs away because she won't sign this picture, and then we are introduced to Dustin in his bakery / giant flat that he's got.
This looks like a warehouse. Could be the ghost factory.
No, there's no heroin needles here. No, but it's a lovely, open plan apartment that also he runs his catering business from.
And it's very bare as well, isn't it? It's like
with his cousin Kim.
Yeah.
Who I thought at first until they went, oh no, cousin. And it's like a Shakespeare play, this, isn't it? Yeah.
Very purposefully mentioned. And you're my cousin as well.
There was a lot of plot dropped at this point. Your failed relationship previously, but you run a business now, so you should more focus on that more. And I was like, okay, right. But they're going to do the catering for Carlton and Kayla's engagement party.
Yeah, which is being given to them for free by her childhood best friend or something like that.
Oh,
is that Jada?
Jada? Yeah, Jada not appearing in this film. She just comes in.
Is she not the black woman? Is that not Jada?
Yeah, but she literally comes in, throws some plot devices at people, and then runs off again, doesn't she?
Yeah. Give some people the death stare.
But they have to make nutcracker cookies to give win them over or some shit. I don't.
They know that she likes nutcrackers.
She fucking loves them, but she hates Germans more. So.
So they're like, what's the one thing we know about her? Let's make her them.
Yeah.
But he makes one, doesn't like it, so then he goes to the shop
to find an image of one.
Yeah, and
that looks exactly the same as all nutcrackers ever.
Yeah, they're all kind of generic, aren't they? Yes, he goes to the German lady's shop and she's closing. And he's like, oh, actually, I want to buy that nutcracker. You can't make that much money, German lady, in your shop called Mrs. Tiggywinkles, in case nobody saw that as well.
Have you not seen my name on the Zoom?
Oh, yeah, bloody Tiddlywink. But yeah, she says, no, you have to come back tomorrow. And I was like, fuck it, I won't bother. I'll Amazon one. See how you like it. But
he could just Google an image. He doesn't need a figure of
it is,
a nutcracker.
2015, Google was a thing, of Zingle.
Zingle.
And does he then go to have a meeting?
He goes to the lift.
Before he gets
to
the
a
shop,
sex predator?
he gets in this lift, which is the main focus of this film.
A famous lift that has a myth around it, doesn't it?
It has a myth of what happens in the lift stays in the lift. And then it stinks.
You can do whatever you want in that lift.
So he's descending down to the ground floor to go and buy a nutcracker, and everybody loves Raymond's mum gets him and basically sexually assaults him.
She sticks her finger in his ear. It's really horrible.
She literally does sexy stuff to his face, and then just sticks lips on him, like.
But he kisses her back.
And then they look up and there's mistletoe in the lift. Which,
and he goes, who would put a mistletoe in a lift? And she goes, I would, and grabs his face and plants on him.
It's not like a fun, cheeky nana kiss. It's proper tongues and it's gross. Thankfully, the lift comes to the ground floor and he gets out. She slaps him across the face and goes, thanks for nothing. Oh, something. Do you want me to rail you in this lift? Like, what?
What happens in this lift?
Yeah, I know, but it's only it's not like an 8-person lift. It's a tiny 2-people lift.
Well, it breaks down every 2 minutes, so you know.
I'm assuming because it's full of liquids seeping into the gear mechanisms and all that. But yes, it breaks a bit and then it gets going again, and that features kind of in a bit. But yeah, he goes about this nutcracker and then he goes to meet Jada, who has put this on the catering thing onto him for these people because she was best friends at college with Kayla. Was that right?
Yeah,
Yeah. But he goes, oh, well, I've got to go now anyway, because
He's wandering round in his chef whites as well. Like
I don't think
chefs
he gets
did that.
changed out of them.
No.
he does when they go for pizza, I think.
Yeah, he still wears a white top though.
You got to know he's a chef / baker. Because he's looking for. Oh, that's it. Because he's going into the city to look at a building to put his restaurant in of biscuits. Biscuits by fucking Dusty's biscuits. It could be called.
Dusty's biscuits.
And so, even though he's supposed to be meeting with these people to talk about like what they want for their catering, he just fucks off. Bored now. And Kayla and Carlton arrive. Carlton's like, get me a wine. I'm going schmoozing with these two slatterns over here. And they go, no. And I'm like, he is famous, so I guess you've got to sort of put up with that as well. But also, there's no need to be rude about it, is there? Right?
Get me a wine, sweetum.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not right, is it? And then they sit there and they go, oh, do you remember when we were thinking we were best friends and you were the best at doing journalism or whatever the fuck it was? Because it's always one of three things. Flower arranging, journalism, you know. And then the next morning, Dustin goes back, gets the... as she's putting a flag outside of her shop, but not an American flag. A flag of what appears to be like a native tribe, it looked like.
Excuse me, do you have a flag?
And he goes, oh, I've come to pick up that nutcracker, even though you could have just sold it me last night and we could have saved all this hassle. And as he's walking back with it, Kayla walks past and the mad German lady chases her down the street.
So yeah, I didn't really understand this. So she said she wanted the nutcracker and she goes, oh, I just sold it to that other person. And then what happens to make her chase her down the street?
I think because
just crazy.
She's got a beret and dark glasses on, so she's trying to disguise herself. But then she's going, there's been an awful lot of interest in this nutcracker in the past 2 days.
Should have put my prices up.
Hang on, you're Kayla. I recognise you. 'Cause you were in here yesterday asking about this, and there's literally been 2 people in the shop, you and that man there. And she goes, no, I'm not Kayla, bye. Runs off, and then for some reason she chases her.
Chases her for ages.
For like
you chase a little
3
bit
blocks,
and then get bored. Yeah.
She's chasing her to the sexy lift.
By which point, Dustin has just got in the lift. Kayla comes barreling, he opens the door, she gets in and just sticks lips on him. Like proper, like tongues and everything.
Yeah.
And the German lady is like, oh, this is disgusting. I will walk away.
Yeah. The thing I didn't understand is that, so she knows it's Kayla and knows Kayla is engaged to the famous guy she wants to sign autographs, but she's just like, better leave her to her
what happens in the sex lift stays in the sex lift.
I didn't understand most of this film.
At this point, I was like, what is happening, to be fair? Because he's like, oh, going up. And she says, yeah, I've come to speak to the caterer. Let's have another kiss. And then they do some more kissing, even though no one's watching them this time. The lift, maybe that's just the power of the lift. It's just a very horny lift. I don't know. Do you want to get in there with the Domino's pizza man is what I'm saying. And then he's like, oh, it's me. I'm the caterer. Here's my cousin Kim. Do you want to help make some biscuits and that? Because we need to make biscuits for like the dog's home or some shit.
Yeah, she probably guilts her into it, doesn't he? He's like, oh, it's for charity, you have to stay.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, okay. Good looking nutcracker that though. Look good in my collection.
Yeah.
And at no point does he go, why have you got a collection of nutcrackers, you fucking psychopath? She should have hired them, and he wakes up into a real boy and crushes all the nuts with his bare hands. So we get a montage of them making dog biscuits and wrapping them up in... Right, were they biscuits for dogs, or were they biscuits for the dog's home to sell?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Because they were wrapping them up, and I'm like, dogs don't care.
And
It must be to sell. Surely.
I saw a TikTok today.
Right?
Well done.
Yeah, of someone making biscuits for their cat, and she mixed in like flour and egg with tuna, and then baked it into a cat shape, and then fed it to the cat. But why?
At my last job, we had to do like an enterprise, like a Allen Sugar thing, and the winners made dog biscuits, which was basically peanut butter, oxo, flour, and that was that. But the dogs loved them.
Fair enough.
Dogs love everything.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. Cats are more...
Apart from vegetables.
Some dogs like vegetables.
Molly eats carrots.
Yeah, but
Molly's broke, yeah. Anyway, getting back to what little plot of this. This is how not exciting this film is. We'd rather talk about dog biscuit recipes. have you made cakes for Sam's birthday that were dog safe? Yeah.
See, Minnie's not keen with cakes though. You have to break them up for her because she's a princess.
Oh no, he tried to inhale his, didn't he? Yeah. But yes, so they go, and then Kim's like, "Oh, we can go and see my friend, wink wink, who works at the dog's home. He's fat bass player from Fall Out Boy."
Was he called Justin?
Joshua.
Oh, I was hoping it was Justin and Dustin.
Justin. Justin, my very own Justin. And they go and like pal about with these dogs. It's a fun treat for you. And then Joshua goes, "Oh, come on, I've got something for you." And then, right. Is every dog in Hallmark sort of films called Barkley? Because I'm sure it's like the 9th Barkley we've had. And it's a little tiny Scottish Terrier-y looking thing, and it's adorable little wee dog. And he goes, "Oh, I can't because I live in my bakery, apparently." And, I think that's
that
again.
Old sex lift.
Oh, don't want to get. You have to take.
No.
It'd be like that chicken, egg, and the fox, the chicken, and the grain thing in that lift. Trying to get a dog up there, you put the dog in, and then I go up, and then the dog comes down, and yeah.
Don't put her in with the old pervy lady.
Don't. But he says, "No, I can't. I live in my bakery," and I'm for sure that's against like health and safety guidance.
All justifiable reasons. You think the dog owner, place owner, would be like, "That's
Fair
a
enough.
good reason not to give you a dog." But anyway.
So they leave, and Kim's like, "I'm going to go off now and do dog stuff with Joshua." Not like that.
He offers to pay for pizzas because they've made charitable biscuits. Right. So then Kim goes off with Joshua because, wink, wink. And then the other two are like, "Oh, no, we're not going for pizza." And then they go, "Actually, yeah, we'll go for pizza. We're not with you losers."
Yeah, you fuds.
Yeah, that was very strange. I kind of assumed it was because they knew there was a bit of chemistry there. So they were like,
they didn't want to
"We'll leave
encroach
you to it."
on Kim's special time. Right. But so that then they go and buy like a takeaway pizza and just sit outside in the cold eating it like a fun tramps buffet. Yeah.
Well, not eating it, they're just holding it.
No, I don't want to. Because it's supposed to be like winter time. Because in case you haven't seen it as well, there is the most lackluster choir as well.
Oh, I know, that was just people off the set, wasn't it?
That was literally like the lighting guy and put this elf hat on and just do some bad singing to show that it's Christmas. It's not Christmas though. It's March the 7th.
Yeah, but I always get
Need to
confused.
sing.
Yeah.
Because we had the best soundtrack ever throughout this film.
Oh, yeah, we've not done that. We've not visited that song yet.
I mean, it features prominently all the way through.
I think it plays about 5 times.
It does.
Tell us the lyrics now.
Correct. Yeah. So yes, while this is happening, while they're having their montage of fun, we get a song that is
it's credited because in most Hallmark made-for-TV films, it's always the same carols because they're not uncredited, and this one's credited. Let me find out what he's called. Brandon Jarrett.
Yeah.
And the song's called "Elevate My Love." Yeah, that's really
because of the elevator. I didn't get that straight away.
You couldn't call it "Love in an Elevator" because Aerosmith have already got that.
Chasing clouds as they go by, trying to find the reason why you elevate my love. Can't wait to get across to Frisco Bay. Hoping we're going to celebrate, cause I'm twitty-pated by your love.
What is twitty-pated?
It means like obsessed.
Is it a real word?
Is it a real word?
Yeah, because I thought it was titivated, and then I kept listening to it. I thought it's not titivated, and it's twittivated. Twitterpated, sorry.
It's not a real word.
It's twitterpated. Go on, Joe.
Twitterpated, infatuated, or obsessed. Yeah.
See?
Twitterpated.
That's a proper Judy Dictionary Corner word, that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, twitterpated by your touch, captivated, you're too much, elevated by this Christmas kind of love. Dedicated, you're the one, celebrating Christmas fun, elevated by this Christmas kind of love.
That was lovely,
guys. It was great.
It was
we should do some lackluster carol singing this year to raise money for charity.
We'll do it. I'll do some lackluster charity singing. Good King Wenceslas over there doing all the stuff and that.
But I don't know whether it's because we heard it about 5 times throughout the film, but I'm singing it now still in my head.
I just kept going. What is that word?
It was. The first time I heard it, I was like, "Oh, this is good." They put like an original song in, and I was like, "Oh, they only paid for one original song."
He did.
It's so relevant throughout the film, though.
Because
Every time there's
whenever-
a sexual assault, they bring it out again.
But
It's in
we
an
couldn't find the
elevator.
lyrics. No one has typed up the lyrics for this, so I had to do it old school. Listen to a line, write it down. Listen to a
Oh,
line,
mate.
write it down.
I know. I didn't even
That's
occur to me
dedication
to
to the
do that.
core.
I looked up the lyrics,
Dedication.
couldn't find it, and I was like, well, nothing I can do
That's
about
me
that.
done. But, so yes, they have this. At no point is Carlton. I think Carlton's trying to contact her, isn't he? Because he's at the twirling academy.
Right, but he's texting her constantly. I need you, answer the phone. While he is giving eyeballs to the sugar plum fairy.
Well, she comes over and says somewhere. She's like, "I'm the best twirling and leaping," and
She
he's
says,
like,
there's a lift nearby. Do you want to go in?
"I don't know. Is it cursed?" But whenever they're in the theatre, we get because it must be free to play as well. Like, that's
And the same, it is.
it's the same bit of music over and over again. Yeah.
There's a bit I think that we've missed where
Oh,
they're
fuck
kind
it.
of they're flirting they've gone to try some food, Carlton and Kayla, and they're flirting around her and Dustin are flirting, and then Carlton comes over and is like, quite reasonably, as they've just been kissing, jealous of this whole situation, and tells her off, and then they break up like really suddenly, like 35 minutes into the film. They're just like, right, that's it then.
She says, our pieces belong in different puzzles.
Oh.
That's
She'll be one of them chocolate wrappers.
that's
Yes.
good. That isn't it? That's like it seems deep, but it's not.
Yeah.
Because she breaks up with him about 3 times.
She does.
Yeah.
And
And
then I
then-
get confused because the party seems to be for the performance as like what's it called?
Opening
After
night.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's the engagement party. And I just thought, what is this party for?
Right.
Well, I think
I'm
it was
so
originally the
confused.
engagement party. Then they break up, but they hold it anyway for the
because it's for the publicity. Because
publicity.
he's a big choreographer / director.
And then the engagement's back on because they've got back together, which is
Well,
not
spoilers. We'll get to that when we get to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
we're
they,
not to it yet. God almighty.
they break up, and then we get a lot of Dustin and Kayla like palling about. They go and adopt Barkley, despite their best wishes, because Kayla's like, "I guess I'll live with you in this flat now, then," and he's like, "Nah, okay, but we got to get a dog." And it's so fucking weird. Like Kim's
then
into it.
They do like part of the montage is the classic baking together scene, and then they're baking together all fairly normal, and then it flips right around to Kayla and she's got a full chef's hat on.
She has got like a proper chef's like tall white ratatouille hat on. Yeah.
Ratatouille, yeah.
That Barkley's underneath there controlling her. Like,
Forgotten about that. That's brilliant.
yeah, they've made all these biscuits to donate to daft kids or whatever. I don't know. And then like she goes back to see Carlton.
Because is she or isn't she his manager at this stage?
Yeah, I think she goes to see him at the theatre.
Who
And
knows?
and there's leaping and twirling. And she says, "Look, I want to work with it," and also and he sort of apologises, says, like, "I know I've been treating you unfairly and stuff, but I'm under a lot of pressure with this production for a small local town."
Which has no budget for anything.
They do
after the
go-
big sign that I put out front.
Dustin and Kayla do go to a Christmas fair and throw hoops over things and stuff as well, though.
Oh, also, they go to the crazy German lady shop and buy a statue of 2 giraffes with entwined neck.
I must have missed that bit.
yeah.
I must have looked away at that point.
Because I've made a special note about it. I must have really liked that
Yeah,
bit.
and he goes like, "Oh, I'm sorry, blah blah blah." And he's like, "I want to get that sort of that spark back." And previously, Kayla had spoken to Santa ? And he's like, "Oh, make a donation, have a wish." I was like, "That's not how Santa works." It's
She
not like
just
some
keeps
sort of
giving him fivers.
hairy genie. And she says, "Oh," he's like, "Oh, is it love? You want that romance back in your life?" And she just goes, "Make that girl on the bench's wishes come true." And it was like, he's not.
Could be
really-
anyone.
Yeah, it could be a murderer.
A murderer who wants to kill the whole world.
Yeah, she wants to get in that sex lift and just stab people as they come in. I don't know. But yeah, he keeps appearing like she's on a bridge, and his Santa appears, slides in the shot, and but he says, like, "I want to make it work." He gives her this quite nice bracelet thing, the red and green, the colours of Christmas.
Yeah.
He says, And it's quite a nice little bracelet thing. She puts it on. She's like, oh, okay, we'll make it work.
I'll have a think about it, she says.
Yeah.
And then she goes to speak to...
She literally walks across to Dustin's flat and says, yeah, I'm back with Carlton now. He gave me this. What can you do better? And he goes, all I've got is a dog. And she's like,
I don't even really want.
And even we got that together. And she's like, nah, fuck your dog. I've got this.
Yeah.
She goes out to the bridge and Santa appears and he's like, oh, difficulty again. And she throws something in the water. And I thought she threw her bracelet in.
What is it?
I don't know. Fish food. I've literally no idea. Maybe a penny, like a whip. No,
There's
it's a
loads of
stream.
stuff that kind of half starts in this film and then never turns into...
Pays off. Yeah, like his whole not happy to celebrate Christmas as a child. Never goes anywhere.
Yeah, and the fact that his ballet dancer wants to bone him, but...
Doesn't. And then there's
Doesn't.
Mystery Santa. And then there's
Santa?
Joshua from Fall Out Boy. Like, there's all this stuff that never pays off. Because we never see Kim again at this point, I don't think.
No.
Oh, no, we do at the party.
No, she turns up with them awful pants, yeah.
Yes, she does. And so, like, she goes, they have the party, and Dustin's like, oh, I'm not going to the party. Even though I'm the caterer, there's only me and Kim working this. I'm not going to bother. And Jada says to Kayla, that twirling whore over there was chatting your man up. And she goes, oh, right. She's come dressed as like Spider-Gwen as well, which I thought
it
was
doesn't
good.
fit that dress.
She's come dressed as like battleships. Yeah, it's quite fun. As a maths book with the squares on it. As graph paper.
Yeah, and then she just
I've got
goes,
more.
Right, all right, see you later then. Breaks up with him again.
She walks over to
Again.
him and goes like, it's been less than a day and I already think you're a dick. And he goes, all right then, fair enough.
Yeah, thought the bracelet would be enough and then I could go back to bossing you around and
Yeah.
not kiss you.
He gives her the bracelet back
Nice.
and she runs off. And then Jada and Kim are like, we best follow her, girl. And then they run off. By which point, like, Dustin is gonna go and stop
He's
her.
in his flat and he's like, oh, I didn't like talking to the dog, isn't he? At this
Oh, he's talking to Barkley and he's like, because Kim's
Didn't try
lambasted
very
him.
hard.
Kim's called him a fanny, hasn't she? She's like,
She's called him a crazy cat person and a chicken.
I'm gonna go and get you some cats. You sit there and lay eggs, you chicken. And I thought, that's pretty good insulting. And
Not
he's like,
because you're a pussy. I'm going to get you some cats because you're a pussy.
no,
I
because
guess-
she's gonna be a crazy cat lady. And I'm like, he's got a dog in his hands at the time. But yes,
That
so he could run like a weird menagerie. He'd get some snakes, one of them tarantulas,
A little zoo.
little petting zoo, tiny horse. Anyway,
That would be a much better film.
it would be Dustin's tiny zoo. They could call it.
And he could make biscuits for every
But
like
no, he's not.
made out of grass for the
The main-
horses.
The main struggle is him trying to get them in the building in the sex lift. Though.
Yeah, without getting them past pervy old grandma.
Well, it's not that. He put a cat and a dog in there, and then like, when they got to the
Oh.
top, there was just cat dogs, little baby cat dogs running about.
Cat dog.
Yeah.
No.
And he decides, right, no, I'm going to go and fight for her because I think she's smashing. And so he gets in the lift, and then the lift breaks. Kayla is talking to the fucking doorman who does not care. He's like, shall I get you a cab? And she's like, maybe I don't want to leave. He's like, am I getting you a cab or not? Right, because I've got to stand up and I've got...
Other people in this hotel.
There is no one else.
No,
in
they're
this
all
hotel.
queuing for lift.
And he gets stuck in the lift. He began to shout, you girls and boys won't get any times if you don't pull me out. And he's just like, he has a nap. He has a
It's
slash
not
in the
clear
corner.
how long he's actually in there for because there's like
But long
20,000 people outside the lift when he finally gets out. He's already
None of
like
them took the stairs.
yeah, none of them to the stairs. This is America, though, isn't it?
They all look fairly trim. There's no like big fat belly wheel people, is there? It's.
No.
I
And then
don't want to generalise. We got a lot of downloads from America this week, so let's not piss them off. Yeah.
but yeah, they like he immediately gets bored and lies on the floor.
He lies on the floor. Like I said, he does a Dwight. He establishes a urine corner.
I
Like,
was gonna say, yeah, he pisses in the corner.
yeah. We've only been in it 20 minutes. By which point she has decided. Kayla has like come running over to the hotel. And at this point, Dustin has had like a mental breakdown, or he's found Jesus or something, because he starts yelling at the lift. And he's like, why lift? Why did you do this? I met the love of my life and you've trapped me here. What kind of cruel god is this? And everyone, but for some reason, there's like a speaker hooked up to it. Which makes me think whoever the superintendent of this building is a pervert. Because he's got a sex lift that's mic'd up, though. I bet he's got cameras in there and all.
It's because it always breaks down so that they can shout through, help me.
Help me. Can't get up. And then everyone goes, who's Kayla? And Kayla goes, I'm Kayla. And
She does
I've
with
just
the
gone,
smuggiest face.
get out the fucking road. There's a queue for this lift.
Well, embarrassed. Even if I did like him back, I'd still be like, that's me.
PDA, isn't it? Yeah. There's up to this point as when there's been so much kissing. Gross amounts of kissing.
And everyone cheers and claps when they kiss.
Anyway, the lift comes down and Dustin's like, oh, you're here. And she went, I heard everything. And he went, damn you, lift god. And then they do some kissing. And then we get a 1 year later.
1 year later.
Which is a reasonable amount of time to get married in the Hallmark world, isn't it? Usually next day they get married. 1 year later.
Yeah, 1 year later. But for some reason they're on a fun fair on a pier.
They're on a Ferris wheel or something, aren't they?
But it's Christmas 1 year later, but it's not Christmas time anymore. They forgot to put decorations and shit out. Last shot, fucking packing up. I can't be arsed. And he gets
maybe Kayla is so traumatized by the fact that Carlton wanted everything to be Christmassy that she doesn't want anything to be Christmassy, and then when they have children, those children will be desperate for Christmassy things and will traumatize someone else, and so the cycle continues.
Possibly. It could be, but having just scrolled down, I don't know whether you've got this in your Katie facts, but this film was sponsored by Kay Jewelers. Because when he opens up the ring box, there was a big thing saying Kay Jewelers, and I was like, is this sponsored by Kay Jewelers by any chance? And it turns out it was. And he says something he says you make me a better man, and every day I want to be better. And I'm like, that's quite a nice, noble thing. But then they do big, deep kissing, and it finishes. And then a whale jumps out and smashes the pier. That doesn't happen. But yeah, and it ends, and I was like, that was not fun. I
quite liked it, but I feel like I've been traumatized for the last few films we've watched.
That's true.
I think this was better than those.
I don't know. I think Christmas Collision was better than this. At least that was...
What happened in Christmas Collision?
That was the one that was... she was sent to... His mum died. And she went... It was depressing. It was a good Christmas film.
No, it was so boring.
And then his mate tries to touch her up.
No, it was just made in someone's back garden, that film. It was so stilted.
Dare you. Right, well then, give us your score then.
One unique nutcracker.
It's not the best nutcracker film.
No, that's the Melissa Joan Hart one.
Yeah, obviously.
Barney, your score?
So I've done mine on the Hallmark bingo game.
So okay, how many did it tick off?
So number 1 is drink a hot chocolate. Nobody drank a hot chocolate.
I was going to do these 1 day over Christmas. One a day in the run up to Christmas. Just release one on Twitter. So if you just give us your overall score, then they can work it out backwards. 4 out of 10. Oh, that's there is. Yeah, well, no one did drink a hot chocolate. That's step 1 of any Hallmark film, isn't it? Really.
So
there was one point I noticed where someone in the background was drinking an empty glass of water. So,
It's like that guy in the James Bond film sweeping the floor when there's nothing there. I'm going to give it 2 brass real Santas because I think he was real Santa.
He's listed on IMDb as Father Christmas, not man dressed as Father Christmas.
So do you think, Barney, in your ongoing search, Katie's are the mum and daughter the same age quest that she's on? Is he a real Santa or is he fake Santa?
He's a real Santa. Granting wishes. Santa? He's just a bit shifty because he's charging for wishes.
Santa's got to keep the heating on somehow.
Yeah, true. Cold it pole, innit?
Yeah, cost of living in the North Pole. That was that. Let's get into this.
It's my fact time. So there's 2 other films where they fall in love inside an elevator. And the first one's called A Christmas Kiss. And the second one's called A Christmas Kiss 2.
No.
They've gone off piste with Merry Christmas. Kissmas, sorry. Oh.
The same two people.
So no, it's different people every time.
Oh,
but
right.
It's got the same author. So the same
Is it
writer.
the same lift?
She's just fucking. She was
She's just monopolised the elevator love Christmas.
horny
stuff.
for lifts.
So
Well, I rented this lift. I'm making use out of it.
What? One person has written 3 films all about kissing in lifts. I know.
I don't understand why this isn't Christmas Kiss 3 if it's the same author and it's about.
No, because I'm assuming it's like Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2, like TOO. You can't do like Christmas Kissing in the Lift 2 also. You just can't do it with 3, can you?
Merry Kissmas.
Merry Kiss.
Menage a trois.
But it's essentially the same storyline. I just don't understand really. So she has found her niche and she's sticking with it.
She's
doing well for her.
Ploughing it, yeah, well done.
The director is Michael Pfeiffer. Mostly, so looking at his list of things, he's got thrillers. He seems to have quite a lot of thrillers. So there's one that my favourite one was called Here Kills the Bride.
That sounds fun.
Yep. My
Say I do
daughter's
to death.
Doesn't make grammatical sense, but
Here Kills the Bride. My Daughter's Psycho Friend is the other one that I like the sound of.
okay. I don't know. That whiffs of Murder in the Vineyard or whatever that one was that we done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very odd.
And
then-
Techno Bully or whatever it was called. Yeah.
He's cornered the market for Christmas dog films.
Fuck.
So the ones I found were The 12 Pups of Christmas,
Yes.
Okay. With you.
2019. The Dog That Saved Christmas.
Okay. No, I can see that. Like an Air Bud style situation.
Yeah. A Dog's Christmas Miracle.
Oh,
Sounds
he's a
nice.
real boy.
That was in 2011. And A Christmas Wedding Tale, but like tail written like a waggy tail, not
Dogs
like
getting married.
I know.
All of them called Barkley.
All of them called Barkley. And all the same dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Michael Pfeiffer. So the main woman, Kayla, she is Karissa Lee Samples. She's kind of boring. I can't find anything interesting out of her. But
Wait, did you say Samples?
Yeah, that's her name.
It's Staples.
Melissa Leaves samples.
Staples. Oh, I missed a T out.
Oh, I prefer samples.
And to put an M in it for some reason as well.
I'm dyslexic.
No, it's Carissa Lee Staples because
That makes
she's-
more sense. When I read it out loud, I was
Her
like, I
dad-
don't remember reading Staples.
Her dad invented Staples.
Like the actual Staples, or like the
No,
shop
none of it. None of it. I've
Staples?
just made that up. No, it's just a
Ah.
name, isn't it?
He sells dog biscuits now.
Down the duck from the Ghost Factory.
To dogs that don't move because they're stationary.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh,
Get on with
nice.
it!
So yeah, she's best known for a program called Necessary Roughness, which is
Ooh.
apparently PG, but it sounds rude. And in a Gemini-nominated sitcom called What's Up, Warthogs? What do we have to watch now?
Oh dear.
What's
God, why is everyone on drugs apart from
I
me?
was gonna say, I'm still shocked that there's a kissing in lifts subgenre that I was not aware of up until this point.
They all have the same song in about Elevate Your Love. That's just the same.
Oh, that guy's getting so many
Elevate
residuals.
And then she got the first film she was in was called I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell.
Okay.
That was in 2009, and it's got the Gilmore Girls, the third posh boyfriend, Ella.
Blaine.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
he's in
they're
it as well.
Ah, he's a prick.
Yeah, he was the prick. So, and then I put main man Dustin. Brant. He's called Brant Daugherty. I actually really need to look how to pronounce his name. I presume.
You just
Doherty,
add letters in
Doherty.
anyway.
Go with
Yeah,
it,
make
go-
up
yeah.
things.
He's called Brant, which isn't a name anyway.
Brant. Yeah.
We need more Brant license plates.
So he was in 50 Shades Freed, so the sequel to sequel to 50
Is there lift snogging in that?
Probably more than just snogging in that one.
Ugh, Sticky lift.
It's very sticky.
Stop it.
I'm
Pretty
shook.
Little Liars, which is
Oh, okay.
yeah, and Dear White People, which I did watch, but I don't remember him in it. But I'm not the most observant person. He was also in Dancing with the Stars. You know America's Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah. Did he win?
No, came seventh.
Out of
And
how
then
many? 7.
Wait.
I think he said they lasted for 6 weeks. So
It's about the same as 14-ish then, isn't it?
yeah, that's it. Yeah, did all right. I've picked out a couple of his films that I like the name of. 2018, he was in a film called Mingle All the Way.
Yes.
Nice.
Like that one.
Someone's going to get sued at some point with that one. But...
And The Starving Games, which is looks like it's a bit of a piss take of
that's one of
The Hunger
those
Games.
subpar sort of Wayans Brothers shite,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like Stab and...
It got like 3.2 rotten potatoes.
Yeah.
Rotten potatoes.
Rotten potatoes.
Rotten tomatoes. And then I did some research into Doris Roberts, who's the sexual predator old lady. So, as Joe already said, she's most famous for her being Raymond's mother in Everybody Loves Raymond. But, and she's been mother, she's kind of been acting since a child, but really came into her own as a sort of motherly figure.
Grandmother, yeah.
She was kind of getting a bit odd. But she got a couple of interesting facts about her, actually. So, in 2002, she testified before a US congressional panel about how the entertainment industry has made aging a detriment to hiring. So, which is fair enough, but I didn't think. Oh well, she has found a genre for herself as being an old.
Yeah, she's Thingy's mum in Christmas, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation as well.
Where is she?
Yeah, that's. But she's. I mean, that was what 85, something like that. So
she was the same age.
Predator in that.
She's got She's got Clive Dunn disease, hasn't she? Or Maggie Smith disease, where you get to about 38 and you just look 70. Yeah.
Pretty much. And then, although she often claims she was born in 1930s, like in interviews and anywhere she could say she was born in 1930. When she died, they found out she was actually born in 1925. So she'd been lying her whole life. That it was even on her death certificate that she was born in 1925, but she told everyone 5 years less.
Well, you know,
why not?
How did they find that out?
That?
Did they like cut a leg off and count the rings?
Yeah,
like a tree. I know, but that's just a thing that like women have to do in films.
I know, especially...
It's just a lie. Or you get like, the Joan Rivers face thinks you're like a cat that's been pushed through a sock.
A nutcracker sock.
Nutcracker sock. Oh, that's our film. Nutcracker sock.
You could get a sock with a nutcracker on it.
No, it's not allowed.
Crack your nut.
Anyway.
Okay, and then finally, the annoying British guy was David O'Donnell. And surprisingly enough, he's not actually British.
No!
Gasp!
He was born in Massachusetts.
And I like...
and he's from the moon!
He's from the moon.
So, I've put those who are keen listeners will remember him from another film. Do you reckon it's him?
No.
They all look the same.
I'll give you a hint. He was a creepy stalker in the woods. Creepy murderer in the woods. One of our previous films.
No.
What have we watched?
Wait! The only one I can think of in the woods was No, he wasn't in that.
Oh, no. I was thinking of the camping one.
Yeah.
Not the camping one.
No.
A Christmas one that we watched really, really recently where...
Wait, is Christmas Under Wraps?
Yeah, he's the main guy in Christmas Under Wraps.
No!
He doesn't have a beard in that one. No, he doesn't have a beard. He's clean shaven and in a flannel in that one.
Headshot version.
It's headshot version.
No!
Yeah.
What is happening? My mind, I can't handle this. I'm going to have to lie down after this.
So, yeah, all my facts are in that one, so you have to go back and listen to that one.
Listen to Christmas Under Wraps?
Yeah, but I was shocked because the whole reason that we brought this one up is because when I was doing that fact, I found Merry Kissmas, and then I completely forgot the connection and just did not recognise him at all.
They don't stay in your brain, do they, though? Like, they just
all
pop
these
in.
bland people.
Yeah.
Oh, poor David.
Because when I looked at his IMDb, I was like, I've seen this man before, but yeah.
Is he on chunkyboys.com?
Okay. Nice boys. You know what? You know my privileges have been revoked.
Oh, yeah. You have to write an email. I'm sorry for mocking you on the internet.
That's my facts.
That's your facts. That's your thing.
Is that it? Like a doorbell.
Listen, lady.
Can I come in? Is that to call the elevator?
Can you have another one if you want?
Oh, 2. Like Lucky
It's like the
Stars.
sound of like Santa or maybe not Santa appearing.
If in Christmas Under Wraps he did that whenever he's doing Santa stuff, it would have been a better film.
Ah,
would've.
yes.
Agreed.
Definitely.
I'm going to release the Hallmark of Greatness cut where I just put that button in all the time.
Yeah.
Right, so the first review is by Cutie Munchkin.
Ah, this is going to be good.
Give it a 6 out of 10. Love and hate it. So, there are a lot of things I don't like about this movie, like the fiance guy, the annoying store lady, and the girl's wishy-washy washiness. But what bugged me the most is that they filmed a scene in current time and a year later using the same day. The actors were dressed the same, wearing the same jewellery, hair, and even the same handbag. It took away from the movie for me. All in all, a typical rom-com with very good-looking actors, which made it the more enjoyable.
Okay. I mean, this Cutie Twinkles has only just discovered continuity in films, it would appear. They weren't all wearing different clothes in every single shot. What's going on there? That guy's not even drinking water out of that glass.
And that's why I didn't like it.
No one got a Christmas tree delivered.
I miss Brent.
And the last one is by April Walters, who gives it a 1 out of 10.
Oh, April. That's not a name. Is that not pronounced April?
Why would it be spelled? Oh, yeah, it could be.
APRIL spells April.
APRYL. Yeah, but it looks weird.
It does look weird, yeah, but I think it might be April, yeah.
When I read it more as April, like April Spritz.
Oh, I love an April Spritz.
I've got a little box there. We got it in the gusto.
An April Spritz?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Check
Never
every
mind.
so often. Check when you do your orders because it'll say free things this week. We got a big bar of Tony's chocolate one time. It's great.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, let's say
This one's titled Tony Stark Meets the Nutcracker.
Fucking what?
And I like this one just because there's a nice film recommendation at the end. Ready? First things first, this movie was not filmed in Palo Alto. It was filmed in downtown Riverside. The fiance, who looks like Tony Stark, brackets Iron Man, is clearly gay, clapping at his dancers. You okay, Joe?
I'm because he's a choreographer. He's automatically gay. Is he, April?
Yeah.
Because he's clapping at his dancers and speaking in a stereotypical accent that a non-actor makes when they pretend to be a snob artist.
Oh, bad British.
From the moon.
Why does the lady at the shop also have a bizarre accent?
People have accents, April.
Who told the writer that accents are cool in an American Christmas movie? Also, why does this young guy enjoy kissing the old women and bending down to kiss her? Lastly, the acting is terrible, and after 20 minutes, we decided to turn it off. We're on to watch Rodeo and Juliet. Yes, that's the title, folks. Wish us luck.
Oh,
Rodeo and Juliet!
If that is just Romeo and Juliet, but set at a rodeo, and then but instead of drinking poison at the end, they both get gored by a bull. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Oh, well, let's have to find that now, won't we?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
still think the best version of Romeo and Juliet is Nomeo and Juliet. I love Nomeo and
Nah, Trauma's Romeo and Juliet's very fun as well. But is that April done? Is it like she's annoyed by people having accents? Anyone who has an accent is gay, apparently.
Just because they're clapping at his dance.
I know you told me not to alienate our American audience, but there is a thing I've seen about Americans don't think they have an accent and they think everyone else has an accent. You're like, no, you've clearly got an American accent.
Yeah, but like New York accent isn't the same as a Boston accent, isn't the same as a New Orleans accent, is it?
That, but
no, but it's that thing of like, but everyone seems to think that British people all talk like this, isn't it, Governor? And it's
and they all think it's like a sexy accent, and it's like, no, you wouldn't be saying that to a Scouser, would you?
Oh, I don't know. I know people who find Scouse accents sexy.
Ew! Is that because of all the spit?
No, that's Welsh. No, your classic sexy accents are Irish, and then Scottish, and then like Yorkshire, isn't it? No, Brummie's not.
Randall Park.
Randall Parker is a sexy man. I was humming before, and I can't hear Candle in the Wind without talking loads and loads of shit. So thanks, Randall, for that. You broke my brain. I
can't look at a hash brown now.
Right, so let's not alienate any more people. That was 19 No, that was 2015.
That was when she was born.
That was 2015's Merry Kissmas. I have just found the entire prayer to God that he does in the lift. If you would
Yes,
like me
I saw
to
that.
reenact this for you.
Yes, please. Father.
Thanks a lot, Elevator. You brought the most incredible woman into my life, and now you're stopping me from getting to her. I am a chicken. Okay. Is that what you want to hear? I practically rolled out the red carpet for Kayla to leave me, and now when I want to go and get her to stop her from leaving, to tell her how amazing she is and how I want to spend time with her, loving her, being her best friend, her partner in crime, you're foiling my efforts. Thanks a lot, Elevator.
Bravo.
Have you got any other favourite lines? That's
I can't remember a single line.
different parts of different puzzles or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
What was it?
Our pieces belong in different puzzles.
Our pieces, yeah. Yeah, there wasn't really much about this film.
Well, what happens in the elevator?
I was about to say that.
Stays in the elevator.
And then slap.
Yeah, and then her teeth fall out.
Stop it.
Smells like deep heat. And Werther's Originals.
I kissed her and she did kiss me back.
Kisseth me back too, and then I done it also. Good time. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
If you like what we do, please consider giving a small donation to Manchester's Wood Street Mission. We know times are incredibly difficult for everyone out there, but anything that you can spare goes a long way towards helping some of Manchester's poorest at Christmas. There'll be links in the show notes. If you can donate, that's fine. You're under no obligation to. This will still be free. We just wanted to use what little tiny reach we had to try and make Christmas better for everyone.